Hey guys, in today's video, I just wanted to take you along as I repot some of my flowers. In the last video, I told you how I needed to repot them because some of them are getting a little leggy and they just don't have enough room. So over here, I just have a couple of containers or pots that I've been saving from like other flowers that I've bought. And I just need to move them over so they have a little bit more room and the roots can grow a little bit stronger. So today I'm for sure going to be doing these Cosmo flowers. I have a couple more of the moon flowers that I showed you in the last video. I already put into bigger pots, but these were small, or they still are a little bit small. But I'm just going to move them over this way. I have like 2 free rows to plant something else in. And yeah, so I'm going to get started in here in this little bucket. I got this from the dollar store. I love this. I have like a white and a gray one. They're really nice. Easy totes, even if you have to like soak some laundry in or whatever. It's just a nice little tote. So in here I just have some potting mix, and I mixed in some of the seed starting mix just because this potting mix that I have, it is a little bit like heavier and chunkier, and I didn't want it, I'm just thinking for the poor plants, I didn't want it to be such a shock from them going from like light fluffy soil into like a hard soil, which I'm sure it doesn't matter, but that's just my preference. So I have it in here. I'm going to mix it together. I am going to add water into here to get the soil kind of wet. You don't want it like sopping wet, like so it's like dripping water, but you want it nice and wet. This way when you move it over, it's a little bit easier. And when you're starting seeds too, it's great to have to like wet your soil ahead of time. You don't have to do this. This is just something I like to do. But I'm just going to wet it a little bit and then transplant everything, and I thought I'd take you along. I have this little, I don't know if you can see, it's like a little spoon type of thing. I think it's like from ice cream or something. And this is what I use to kind of scoop the plants out of here gently to try not to disrupt their roots. And so yeah, I'll just scoop it up and put it in the new container. All of the Cosmos and Morning Glory are, no, I'm sorry, Moonflowers are done. I have them in here. I just usually put like a cookie, what is it called? A cooling rack, and I'll water them through. This way the water can drain out. So I had 3 of those left, and I put 4 in each container, and one of them has 3. One of the seeds, I guess, didn't sprout, which is pretty good germination rate, I would say. And you probably could keep them in the container or in this a little bit longer and then put them straight in the garden. But since I won't be putting them in the garden for quite a little while, I wanted to put them in a little bit bigger containers. This way they can develop a stronger root system and not be crowded in here. And the soil dries out in here pretty quickly. So I'm glad I moved those over. I think I'm going to go through and do these as well. These I'll probably let get a little bit bigger before I move them. And then this will kind of be great because it'll give me quite a bit more room to plant some new things. These, I don't know if they're ever going to come up. I know they take a while to germinate, but I mean, I'm not really seeing anything. I do have to water these. They're kind of drying out. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it in for a little bit longer, and then if nothing comes up, well, then nothing comes up. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm just going to get a couple more containers and move these over. And hopefully that'll help them out, and they won't dry out as fast and give them a little bit more room to grow. I did end up taking almost everything out of here besides these that still haven't sprouted. I was going to leave, what was it in here? One second. What is it called? I forgot. The hollyhocks, that's what it is. I was going to leave the hollyhocks in here, but then I realized if I sow new seeds in there, I am going to put the cover on, and those don't really need the cover anymore, like the humidity dome. So I ended up taking them out. They are in here, and I normally wouldn't transplant seeds or like plants when they're so little, just not to interrupt like the root system and everything. But like I said, I kind of needed to get them out of there, and they'll have a lot more room in here. So these are my morning glories. I still have to bring over. The columbines are over here. Not the columbines, the cosmos. And I think these are some of the things, the new things I'm going to plant in here. So I have this dark basil, just regular basil, some thyme, lavender. I did plant some other lavender, but I believe that one was called True Lavender. This is a Munstead lavender, so we'll try that out. Some of this marigold Mexican mint, and these jet black hollyhocks. They look gorgeous. So hoping we'll have some success with those. And I just use these little tags from the dollar store. There's 10 little tags in here for $1, and I label them so I can remember what is where. So I'm going to go ahead, fill this up with some seed starting soil and plant these up. Now I do have some extra room, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there, but maybe I'll just leave it empty and then fill it up later on. Pretty much filled with soil, you can take like a pencil or something just to make a little indent. You don't have to. This just kind of helps you place the seeds. And with these, I think I'm just going to put one seed in each little cell. Sometimes I'll put two, depending on what kind of plant it is, but I don't need a lot of basil. Same thing with most of them. Hollyhocks, I have a different variety that I've already planted as well. So I think for now I'm just going to plant one of each, or like one in each cell. And yeah, I'm going to go through, and the seed packet will always tell you how far down to plant it. A lot of them are 1/4 of an inch, some of them are like 1/2 inch, and some of them will be like, you know, just barely cover. So those you don't want to plant too low. So I'm just going to go through and check how deep to plant these. And all of them are actually 1/4 of an inch, so not too far. I'm just going to make a little indent and then pop the seed right in the middle and then cover it with a little bit of soil. almost like sprinkle it on top, trying to make sure that it covers it, but not put too thick of a layer. And I will go through and just pat it down gently. All right, so those are all done. Now I'm just going to grab a spray bottle and just gently spray the top of the soil. I just have this plain, clear, cheap dollar store spray bottle, and it's nice because you can adjust the nozzle to do like a stream or like a more of a spray. And like I said, I'm just going to gently go through and spray the tops of these, and I'm going to water these as well, these columbines that still haven't sprouted. And I do have 4 rows of empty cells. I'm going to leave them empty for now until I decide what else to plant. I do need to plant tomatoes, but I think I'm going to use bigger containers for those. Now I'm just going to take these over to the grow lights. I switched up some of the trays over here. I moved them this way. They were like this before. Just to kind of, I like to rotate them because some of the plants start to lean towards the light a little bit. So I just like to rotate them so they kind of get equal light. So these are all the things I already had. These are the ones that I transplanted today. And down here, I'm going to run to the store in a couple hours and add some more grow lights because I obviously need more room. These are the ones that I just planted. I'm going to put a cover on them. They come with these clear plastic domes, and again, just to keep the humidity until they start to sprout. And yes, those will get a grow light in a few hours. They should be fine for now. And hopefully I can make just these 2 shelves work. At first I was like, oh yeah, I just need 1 shelf. And I'm so glad Eddie did too, because obviously I don't have enough room. And I still didn't even do like my tomatoes, cucumbers, and zucchini. And those will probably take up quite a bit of room. And hopefully once our cold nights are over, I can put some of these outside in the garden or flower garden. And now I have to clean up my lovely mess. And if you're wondering why I did it in the kitchen, it's because it's a little chilly outside. And I like having the sink here so I can water them through, and it's pretty easy to clean up, and I just wipe it down and vacuum. Now I'm also going to write down everything I just planted, write down today's date. Like I was saying in the last video, I try to write down when I planted them, and then when they sprout, and then when I'm going to put them out in the garden, just to get an idea, know for next year when I should start things and how long they take to grow. But yeah, hoping that works out well. I'm going to clean up my mess and hopefully run to the store and get a couple more of those. I call them grow lights. They're technically called shop lights. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let me know if you're planting a garden this year and what you are putting in there, or maybe what kind of flowers you're putting in. Last year, I just would buy flowers, from Lowe's or some nursery close by and just plant them out in the landscaping. And like I said, I have like a small little raised bed that I would put flowers in. But hopefully this year, we'll see how it goes. I have a lot of hopes and dreams, but maybe little by little I can build a bigger flower garden. And I love to have fresh flowers in the house, so I'd love to do some like cut flower arrangements too from my flower beds and bring them inside. So we'll see how that goes. I hope this video gave you a little bit of inspiration to maybe try something new and try new varieties like I am. A lot of these flowers, like I said, I didn't really plant any last year, I don't think, from seed. So a lot of these flowers, or all of them I should say, are new to me. I've never planted them from seed. So I'm hoping they do well, and I'm excited to see what they will look like once they're blooming. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you all next time.